What's up, y'all? Welcome back to All Things Nerdy with Nate and Joe. I'm Nate. That's Joe. Today it's going to be just us two, no guests. We try to do this once a month so y'all get to know a little bit about us and our lives and who we are as people, and we get to talk with y'all more versus just talking with the guests. Today we're going to be talking about holidays, something that a lot of people love, adds some stress maybe, but I know for me, I got a lot of fond memories and great stories to share. So can't wait. Excited to dive into favorite movies, favorite traditions, favorite food, and stuff like that. So let's do it, Joe.
Yep, awesome. Definitely excited. Probably going to have some differing viewpoints on some movies and favorite things to do, but that's part of the show, right? It's part of what makes it fun. But yeah, without further ado, let's talk nerdy.
Let's talk nerdy. Let's nerd out about the holidays, man. Show me the fit, Joe.
Yeah,
First and foremost, let's showcase.
Of course, underneath, got the All Things Nerdy Podcast custom T-shirt. Look at the inside, green. Got the cats and the reindeer. Got the cats have little Santa hats on. So look at that. It's like little kittens that are skiing with the reindeer. Look at that. It's adorable. It's even got a little pocket too. It comes with a tie, but I don't know how to tie a tie, so sorry, guys.
Joe, you don't.
I do not.
Next time I'm over here, I'm going to show you how to tie a tie. Oh my gosh, I didn't know you didn't know how to do that.
Or I mean, you could just tie it once, and I'll never untie it. Like that's the couple ties that I have. Someone tied it for me, and I just never untied them.
Joe, but the knot gets so janky if you don't untie. You gotta untie and lay it out, bro. No, I mean I haven't worn a tie in I don't know how long, right? But dang, you gotta know how to tie it.
But I see you also have a Christmas or festive holiday sweater. Like, let's see it. Like, show us your food.
Also, mine is festive in the theme of Christmas and also nerdy. It is the Naruto Akatsuki, sweater. I have the snowflakes. We have the hidden leaf village and sound and mist and all that. And then, of course, the iconic red Akatsuki clouds and all that.
Yep. Should have gone jacket, no shirt, Joe. I mean, I could have, but I wanted to rep All Things Nerdy. I mean, I got the plaque up. I got to put the shirt on. Got to have the logo out there. But yeah, maybe next time I'll go jacket, no shirt, just to and then have it buttons. That way it's like and stand kind of to the side. I don't know, but.
I even to get into the theme, I even moved from my bedroom desk to the living room to show off all the decorations. This is not digital. This is as real as it gets. The Christmas tree that my wife and I decorated, our presents for each other.
Is the Christmas tree real?
So look, I've always done a real Christmas tree, right? But since Steph and I got married, she had a really, really nice big fake one that we put up, and it has like real tree scents and like hanging inside of it to make it smell like a real tree. And honestly, it's just so much easier. I can't go back, right? I love the real tree. I love so I was in my hometown for Thanksgiving, and I cut down a real tree with my godkids, put it up, all that stuff. It's fun, the experience. But dude, there's no needles to clean. I don't have to worry about this thing catching on fire from drying out or anything like that.
I didn't know that there were like scents you could put on your tree to make it smell real. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
we got Luke coming in as getting All Things Nerdy chest tattoo. I mean, maybe one day, maybe like for our 100th episode, we could just go to a tattoo shop and live from a tattoo shop and get the symbol on somewhere.
Don't say us, Joe. That's a you thing.
You don't want to commit. You don't want to commit.
No, it's going to take a lot more than 100, maybe 1,000 episods, or when I can retire and All Things Nerdy pays all my bills. Maybe.
Right. So, that was a big number. But let's see. Steven says, "What's your tree scent of choice?" It's a real debate. Wait, there's multiple tree scents. Like you can go in there and be like, "I want a cider tree," or "I want like."
There's like Douglas firs, winter firs. Like there's a lot of different scents. Like if you go to Amazon, right? Because Amazon has everything. You could get a lot of different scents, right? And but this one was whatever could get here the fastest. So I think it's like a winter fir or something like that.
A speedy winter fir, as you say.
Yeah.
Gabriella says, literally cannot pay attention to anything else but the Christmas cat jacket. I mean, it is marvelous. I will admit.
I just
Just
want
big
Joe to
like,
know that that Christmas jacket has been through an adventure and a half. So Joe got it, wore it to our Christmas party, loaned it to one of my former coworkers that, like, in passing said something about it, right? And then never touched it, but it sat at her office for a year and a half. And
yep,
then I left the company or whatever. So I was like, Joe, I'll take your jacket. So I took his jacket, and then it sat at my house in my closet for like a year and a half. And then me and my
yep,
wife, we sold our house, went to Europe, all that. So I was finally able to give him this damn jacket
yeah.
back.
It's this is a well traveled jacket, and I did get it to the coworker. And he's been on the show before, Keaton. I did get it to Keaton by way of mail, so I like mailed this jacket to him and like was expecting him to wear it, and then he never did. Um, oh, Steven says yes, white Fraser fur, winterberry, and like three more. So you just got all kinds of tree smells up in your house. And
Yeah,
then he says, "Love a good Christmas party from our former employer." Yep, Apex did know how to put on some good Christmas parties. That's for sure.
they did. Oh, God, do I have a story from that?
I guess, yeah, Nate. Yeah, I mean,
I
we're
mean,
on the holidays. Why not throw in a good Christmas holiday party story?
yeah. Okay. So this Christmas holiday party, I was a single man at the time. This is predates my wife. And I was in line to win an award for the whole Southeast. Like our vice president was there, all these big things, right? So I decided it's a good idea to go get bottomless mimosas, right? And we're hanging out with all our buddies, nobody's working. And I'm like, I can have a few. I'm good at 3 or 4. So this place doesn't take your glass, right? They just refill, they just top you off constant. I got trashed. And then my date who came with me got so trashed. She passed out and did not even make it to the award ceremony or the Christmas after party or any of that. And I was so drunk. I'm not a dancer, as you know, y'all can imagine. I won an award and I'm dancing up the stage. Yeah, like getting crazy. My boss pulled me to the side after said Christmas party. He's like, Nate, we can't be jackasses. Like this is not. You are a leader in this company. You can't be doing those things.
Oh, you got you on one end of the spectrum, just like living your best life. Me on the other end, just walking around in a cat jacket, just being awkward as all get out. But Gabriella says, "Weren't you wearing a matching hat? Missed opportunity." That's true, but I just really couldn't find a cat Santa like hat. I don't know, but I mean, my hat matches his sweater, so it's kind of like I got the Patsy cloud matches his sweater, so I'm still matching, just not me. Right? Oh god, you two were the couple we judged every year.
So every year I get texts and calls and people are like, you remember that year? And I'm like, I don't remember all of it. I remember the stories y'all tell me. And supposedly like towards the end of the night, my date was still like drunk and like got lost in the hotel. Like people had to help her get back to it
Hey,
was crazy.
but to be fair, you weren't like the only one like from our office that was like doing some shenanigans because there was like
No.
someone doing push-ups in the lobby, like just it was just a bunch of different like crazy, just random things that our like entire office was just like, yeah, but we don't know how to behave ourselves. We should just stay home next time.
What's funny is our boss doesn't drink, so he gets like
Not at
real
all.
frustrated when people do goofy things while drunk because he's like, you don't got to drink to have a good time. And you don't, right? I hardly ever drink anymore and all that stuff. But like, I don't get frustrated by people that do drink. And dude, that party was so much fun.
Yeah, man, it was old parties in Atlanta. But kind of going away from more of the professional like holiday party like memories, do you have a favorite like memory, like a Christmas holiday memory that maybe not necessarily favorite, but just one that sticks out as like just a good warm feeling kind of memory?
Man, so that's just Christmas for me in general. I grew up not having a lot, and I just remember Christmas being a time when like my mom would get me gifts. She was a single mom, and she did everything she could in her power to make sure that my brother and my little sister, got what we wanted and went to school with, gifts so we could be like, hey, we got this, we got that, and all of that. So for me, it's kind of all the memories combined, which is, I guess, a cop out, but it is what it is. Like, I just love Christmas in general. Like, if you ask my wife, like, Christmas is probably one of my favorite times of the year. I'm still like a kid. Like, come 4 a.m., 5 a.m., I'm going to be up. I'm going to be like, hey, Steph, are you awake? She'll be
Santa
like,
came.
no. And I'm like, it sounds like you are. Santa came. Let's go get these presents.
I have the biggest like time like not giving the gifts like right when I get them. So I'm just
Yep.
like, I got my sister a gift. I'm just like, why do I have to wait 2 more weeks?
So I'm the same way. I love giving gifts. And my wife introduced me to a tradition that I think she grew up with called the magical elf, which like scratches that itch for me. So the magical elf comes every year at Christmas after Thanksgiving. It's not the elf on the shelf. There's none of that, but it brings presents periodically from December 1st to the 25th. So if there are things that I'm like, I'm really in this gift giving mood, I can be like, hey, I got you this. Like one year, like I got my wife, it was like a $200 massage package and all this stuff. And, the magical elf like left a note, like, hey, you've been working real hard. Here's a massage package, and all that. And then every year it brings us our Christmas attire. So we do like a pick and like it started with just me and her, and we do it every year. And then the next year we hold the picture of the year previously. And then the next year we hold that one that has the pick and the pick and the pick. And I think this year we're like 5 picks in, maybe 4 picks and stuff
funny.
like that.
We do that picture thing with the kids starting school. So like at this point, they're like holding a picture of a bit, like it's like really far down. I think we've done it for like 6 years now, so it's like really small. But it's like the favorite holiday memory on my side would be, or I guess maybe not the favorite, but one that sticks out to me is like, just a really fun time was we were actually at Disney. It was like my mom, my sister, the kids, and we had already went back to the hotel, but we decided, you know what, we want to go ride the Avatar thing. So the journey to get back to the park, we like didn't know our way around. We ended up like going to 2 different of their like resorts and stuff like that, taking the wrong buses, that kind of stuff, and then having to literally like sprint to get like through the line and like on time before it closed. But we were going to ride the Avatar ride, and what makes it really cool, not only the journey of getting there and just the shenanigans and fun that was, but we were actually the last people to get on the ride for the year and the first people to ride it for the new year, like simultaneously. So we got on like right
cool.
at the end of the year, and then we finished it like right as the year, like the countdown and everything. So we came off the ride and it's a new year. And plus the ride was really cool. So
dude, so I did Christmas at Disney 2 or 3 years ago. It's the only time I've ever been to Disney. I'm not a big Disney person. But I got really lucky in the fact that somebody we knew worked at Disney. Yeah. So we got to like skip all the lines. And the Avatar ride is so much fun. So I can see like, and being able to say that's really cool. I can see how that'd be like a top tier memory.
Yeah. Steven says, Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? What's your favorite day?
For me, it's going to be, I love the night of Christmas Eve, but there's something about Christmas Day only because I have no responsibilities. My wife and I, we don't live, well, I guess now we live by our family because we live closer to her family and all that. But when we lived in like New Orleans, we didn't live by anybody. So we didn't have responsibilities of going here, going there, seeing this person. So our Christmas Day tradition, I wake up at like 4 or 5 a.m., see if she's awake by waking her up. We go get presents and open them. Then we go back to sleep. Then we come back. I make like a really big lunch or a really big dinner. And it's not like a traditional like Christmas dinner. We're doing like ribeyes and, mac and cheese.
I'm coming to your house.
Yeah. Well, when it's just 2 adults chilling. Plus, usually a lot of my presents are like kitchen things because I love cooking. Right. So I got to be in there like chopping stuff. Like, I think it was 2 years ago, she bought me a chef's knife that was like insanely sharp, and all the reviews say you will cut yourself. And I was like, nah, I'm good. And I was in there like chopping. I looked down and there's like blood. And I was like, what is that? I cut my nail off and didn't even realize it. That's how sharp it was. I was like, ouch.
Wow. Yeah. Christmas Eve or Christmas Day? That's a hard choice because it's like they're so synonymous, like I do like, I feel like Christmas Eve has pulled me a little bit just because of our Elf on the Shelf tradition. Of course we do Elf on the Shelf, so they get in shenanigans like the whole the whole like month of December. So we're putting them in different places and things like that.
And can I
But
just say real quick, kudos to y'all, man. That is commitment. If I had a kid and they're like, we want an elf on the shelf, I don't know if I could do it. Like I feel like I would put the elf and be like, you can't touch it, and this is where he lives.
yeah, and our 14-year-old has started helping a lot too. Like she'll like the other, I woke up the other day. I forgot to do it, but she got up and did it. She put one inside of a toast, and it was like I was cold, so but now I'm really toasty, and I was like that's a top tier dad joke. I appreciate that. But yeah, but on the like Christmas Eve, like because they don't need their magic anymore, right? Because Santa's going to come and pick them up. We let the kids get them down, touch them, that kind of stuff. But they arrive like, or they're set up with a package, and it's got matching pajamas for all the kids, a pack of popcorn, a pack of hot chocolate for each kid, and then like a Christmas movie. So then we sit down, pop the popcorn, make the hot chocolate, and just kind of down together as a family and watch the Christmas movie before we send them off to bed. So that's like what makes Christmas Eve kind of special, that tradition. And Christmas Day, man, just watching the kids open the presents, that kind of stuff. Like, it's just
So
hearing them scream and stuff. It's fun.
so I miss that so much. Two god kids, right? And I used to spend Christmas morning with them every year until they got a little older. Their parents have since split up, so they share. So that's how Steph and I kind of came about doing our own tradition, because I used to be there with them. Dude, there is nothing like having like little kids and seeing the excitement and the joy on their faces, because like the magic is real, right?
Yeah.
And they love it. And there's no other day like it. And there's no other like situation where you get to see like that just pure happiness and enjoyment. However, when they get a little older and they start just like going through stuff, like that's not what I wanted. That's not okay. Your butt,
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, Steven says you ain't smoking prime rib. That's our Christmas Eve dinner. Oh.
Well, I want to come to your place for Christmas Eve, but
I,
I am
I,
not for Christmas. I'm not smoking prime rib.
we go to typically either my mom's house or my wife's aunt's house, and they do all like the cooking and stuff. But they've done some brisket and some wings in some years, like smoked wings and stuff. That's been really good. But no prime rib. Maybe I should ask them to put that on the menu. They'd be like, "You gonna pay for it?" No, nope. And then Gabriella says the elf on the shelf is such a BITA. I'm almost sorry quarantine is over. That was the easiest elf on the shelf beer ever. Oh man. Quarantine is like, oh, 6 feet back, you can't touch anything, they can't move. That's pretty funny.
Dude, I know I'm old, but then I saw PITA and I'm like, what the F is that? And then it hit me. I know what it is. I was like, oh, God, I'm getting old.
The acronyms are, I don't
Out of
understand the
control. Yeah.
acronyms. Oh, man.
So, but I couldn't imagine doing the elf on the shelf, man. I see some stuff on like TikTok and Instagram and all that, even Facebook, just people I know that like post what they do. A, insanely creative. And B, the cleanup, bro. People that like throw chocolate and sugar and marshmallows to like sell it. You got to clean that up, right? Like, I don't have kids, but like I ain't doing that for my kid, right? Like I'll throw the elf outside and do that, but like ain't no way that's happening in my house.
Oh, the daughter did help with one where they made snow angels and flour inside of a pan. I was like, yeah, that's a mess, but
At
it's
least it's
funny. It's
inside a pan.
yeah. So what it did still get in a lot of places, but yeah, we're able to clean it up pretty easily. But yeah, and seeing their face makes it worth it, even if it's a huge mess. Like we try not to make it like a super messy thing, and sometimes I'm just like I'll wake up the next oh let me and I'll run and like I'll just change their spot really quick so it's nothing fancy or crazy. But yeah, you say that you wouldn't, but it's fun. Gabriella says, I have to jump off there. That was fun. Interview time. Well, good luck on your interview, Gabriella. Thanks for
Yeah.
coming and watching.
Good luck. Hope you crush it. Update us. Let us know when you get the job offer.
Yep. And so we've talked a lot about like favorite memories, like, some traditions, that kind of stuff. Is there like a least favorite memory that comes to mind? Like something where maybe the holidays didn't go so well or something like that?
I mean, Yes and no. So the one that sticks out to me is probably the first one that I spent away from like my two god kids, right? Like, because I'm so used to being there, and the first one it was just different, and like even then I was so my now wife asked me to go with her to be near some of her family in Florida, and I agreed to do it because I love my wife, but like it was very difficult and very hard for me to be away because that was my first year away from them, and then not only that, but then I was in a house with a bunch of people who I either just meeting or had their own traditions, and then I was being sprung into those things versus what I'm used to doing. And for the people that don't know me, I'm very much a like, this is what I do. I'm gonna do it. You know?
It's like, no, I've always done it this way. I'm not going to do it any other way.
Yeah. They're
Uh,
like, Nate, we'll open presents at 8 a.m. First off, that's 4 hours too late. You know?
Why do y'all sleep so late on Christmas? Come on, 8 a.m.
Yeah.
Oh man, that. But okay, so not necessarily like a bad time, just different. It's really
Yeah. Different. But for me, that's a bad time. Cause
because it's different.
yeah.
Yeah, what comes to mind is I was like, so we typically take like a trip during the last week of the year, and just kind of go somewhere different, that kind of thing. And one year, we went to like the mountains in West Virginia, and we had gotten like just one of those salads that you can get from Publix, throw together, and didn't think anything of it, but apparently there was like a recall on the salad we didn't know about.
No, you got sick.
And we got so sick. Like I was throwing up for hours. It got my wife too. She started throwing up. Like, and we were just both like, I would just run outside the cabin and just like, it was so bad, like for hours. So that was what sticks out. And like, all right, when did I have like a bad time during the holidays? Thankfully, it wasn't like on Christmas Day, or Christmas Eve. It was just like during that week. But man, that was a rough time.
Yeah. Whew, that's rough.
Yeah.
So Joe, let's talk like through Christmas Eve. Hey, Christmas Eve is somehow the longest day of the year. From 5 to 10 p.m. feels like multiple days. But walk us through like what is your routine? What does Christmas Eve look like into Christmas morning? When do y'all usually get up? Do you do presents, then back to nap time, and then wake up? Do you do breakfast? Well, walk me through your whole Christmas.
Okay. Yeah, you are right. Christmas Eve does seem like it takes forever. Because it's like the next day, the anticipation. But Christmas Eve we usually like we'll go out to eat somewhere that night or drive around, see Christmas lights, something like that, and then just we go somewhere that way we can come back and the elves have like landed their present essentially. And then like we do that with the watching the movie and everything. Get down, we wake
What
up.
is the movie? Do you have a go-to movie or is it a different movie every year?
It's a different movie every year. Just I mean, we watch the typical movies like throughout December, but like it's just a different movie every year. Last year, I think it was like I don't remember what it was, but it was something on Disney. But then like we'll get the kids down after that movie's over, and then we pretty much let the kids decide when. Like we don't have a set time. It's just like whoever wakes up first and wakes everybody else up first. Doesn't matter what time it is. We're just gonna get up at that time. So it's not like go back to bed or too early or blah. We're that kind of thing. It's just like y'all wake up when you wake up. And then it's funny. You're like, is there a nap time? Are you crazy trying to get kids to sleep after they ripped open presents and want to like have everything and like there's no nap time. But we do a Christmas dinner or Christmas breakfast after. So like, and we'll put together like pancakes with like the strawberries that make it look like there's Christmas lights or blueberries and stuff like that, little reindeer. So just make it Christmas themed, look like Christmas, that kind of stuff. So we'll the rest of the day we usually go over to like a family member's house to eat like a dinner or some kind of like bigger meal, that kind of thing. What about you?
So mine's, just me and Steph. So Christmas Eve, we do like hot chocolate. We'll sit by this fireplace, right? It'll be hot chocolate, just chilling. I'll pull up my laptop and we'll probably watch a Christmas movie.
Like Die Hard?
No, probably not. Although I did watch Die Hard 2 Christmases ago, maybe last Christmas, for Christmas. And I know the whole "is it a Christmas? Is it not Christmas?" We've covered this. You can go listen to the movies episode. We don't have to dive back into it. But ultimately, I think we'll pick some kind of Christmas movie, Jingle All the Way, and watch that, and then we'll do a dinner. We won't go out. We'll probably make something small. Then we go to sleep, wake up early, do the whole thing, go back to sleep, wake up, and we usually do a larger, like later breakfast, which means like we'll do a really late lunch or an early dinner, but usually only eat twice. So and
Okay.
that is our day.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's very similar. Just like you just got to add some kids in there, and then not be able to go back to sleep, right?
No, F that. I love the nap. The nap after the presents is the best part.
Well, I don't really know how that feels. Maybe I'll try to convince them this year to take a nap after they open presents, like after the breakfast or whatever. Be like, hey, I heard that taking a nap right after you open your presents and eat breakfast is the best nap ever. I don't I don't see it working, but I can try. I can try.
Yeah, I don't see that going in your favor at all, for sure. Joe, do you have a favorite Christmas movie? I know you switch them up every year, but do you have a favorite?
Uh, Favorite Christmas movie? Honestly, no. I mean, I feel like I watch Home Alone like every Christmas.
Home Alone
Uh,
is so good. Oh my
it's
gosh.
Yeah, and like, and there's multiple of them, so you just like Home Alone one this day, and then Home Alone. So I like the Home Alones, and then just the Santa Claus with well, you know what movie I'm talking about, like falls off the roof, then he becomes Santa, that kind of thing.
Santa Claus with Tim
Yeah,
Allen.
yeah, with Tim Allen. Yeah, I couldn't remember his name. I was like, who? All I was remember was like Scott Calvin. I was like, that's his name in the movie, not the actor's name. Stephen Evans says Christmas Vacation, hands down.
That's a good one. That's quality, 100%.
What about you? What is your go-to Christmas movie?
Jingle All the Way. I love it. It's still my favorite, hands down. I don't know why, but I do. Um, yeah, that's it. That's it for me.
Okay. What about Nightmare Before Christmas?
I don't really understand that one. Are you talking like Tim Burton's? Like, I don't fully understand. I know a lot of people love it. It has like a whole cult following and things like that. But for me, I don't love the art style. I know it's Tim Burton's thing, and that's great. It's just, it's not really for me. So, what about you?
The whole family really likes it, and like I like it too. I'm like not like one of the cult people, but I'll watch it. But it is one of my like if I had to pick a movie by Tim Burton that I would like consider like really good, like that would be the one that I would pick above the others. Like I think like Coraline and some other stuff like that. I'm just like I don't really care for those, but I like the songs get stuck in my head. It's like what's this? What's this? That I feel like I say that all the time, just in the tune of that movie.
Yeah. Do y'all do stockings, Joe?
Well, of course, we got stockings with like everybody's name on them. So we got the stocking, and that's how the elves like make their appearance. The first night like that they come, like every time they appear in the stockings, and the
Really?
kids know it, so they'll like run in there, look in the stockings, like they're here, that kind of. It's super easy, and it's like a tradition, so that they expect. So it's like one
Yeah.
day, super easy down.
Yeah, so we always like Steph and I. We will, put stuff in the stocking like Christmas Eve. So like a lot of times we'll kind of know what we're getting each other because we tell each other like throughout the year, like, oh, I would like this, I would like
Yeah.
that, and then we both like keep a notes running of what she says, what I say, and if we don't end up buying them for ourselves throughout the year, then it becomes gifts, right? So a lot of times I know what I'm getting, she knows what she's getting, but like we try to keep the stockings like because it's just like little things, like
Yeah.
very thoughtful and like surprising. Like I didn't expect to get that, you know.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, we usually get like a bag of candy that we split up between the stockings, and just small things like like flavored chapsticks and just stuff the kids like it wouldn't really consider like a big gift, but like would be excited to get because it's different and fun, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Um, What is one of the gifts that you got? I won't say this year because that'd give it away. But what about last year that you got Stephanie and stuck inside the stocking?
Oh gosh. So like I said, they're smaller gifts.
Yeah.
So it's usually like it can be ornaments. It can
Okay.
be so like the magical elf actually brought me a deku ornament to hang up on our tree. It's somewhere on there, and stuff like that. But it's just like, oh, gosh, like I said, it's just small, weird, different things. Like I think I had a journal in mind because I had mentioned that
Okay.
like I wanted to like start journaling a little more. Write down like some nice thoughts and like some positive things. And so like I had a journal in there, like a nice pen, and I did that for her. It wasn't Christmas. When did I buy her a journal? Anyways, so it's stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense, man. But it does look like we're coming up on time. Do you have any other like anything else you want to share, or anything like that, or
So I know you have an army of kids, and they take priority come
before we hop
Christmas.
off?
But uh, so prior, like I know they take priority. Do you do your like? Does Nicole buy you a present? Do you get yourself a present? Do you just only buy for the kids? What does that look like?
So we get each other stuff, but we both have that issue of not wanting to wait till Christmas, so we just go ahead and like
Yeah.
give it to each other. So it's like we don't necessarily open anything on Christmas Day, but we're like, hey, I really want this and I really want that, so we get it for each other.
So, what is
So,
one thing that you ask for that you're hoping that you have that you honestly you don't know if you have, but you're hoping that you have?
uh, Modern Warfare 3,
Mm,
yeah, just
okay,
get back on the Call of Duty grind, you know, yeah,
I've been playing Warzone recently.
yeah,
I'm not like I've been playing mouse and keyboard. I usually play controller, and it's different. I've been getting whooped, son, and I have no level guns because I'm only playing Warzone. But for me, I think this year I'm hoping I have a few more like anime figures, statues, whatever you want to call it, because I'm starting to collect them and put them up in like my little desk area and stuff. So I'm hoping I have a few more of those. I don't really have like a specific one that I want, but so I keep a running list on notes that I share with my wife, and like I have stars around the ones that I like won't want. And I'm like, oh, if
yeah.
you run across these are great. Like Tangen, the flashy Hashira had like 5 stars because he's like one of my favorite. I love him. I'm like, I gotta have this dude.
Okay.
You
I
know?
wonder which one he wants the most. Not the one with
Yeah,
5 stars.
yeah. Most of them
Uh,
have like 1 or 2 if I really want them, and then there's flashy Hashira and it's 5. So
Yeah, my mom like asked what I want, and I jokingly sent her a link to a like a real life like sword like replica of like Tanjiro's sword that gets made like the one that they just had the arc of the guy making it, and she just
yeah.
kind of replied back with laughing faces because I mean you can imagine something like that would have a nice price tag to it because it was like an actual legit like forged sword. So
Yeah, that's probably expensive. Yeah,
yeah. So probably not going to get that, but I mean that would be 5 stars for me in my notes if I had it on there. But it
yeah.
is what it is. but,
So, what
but
about you, Joe? Any other questions or anything you want to talk about before we dip out and let everybody run?
no, no, nothing else. Just y'all have happy holidays, and if you, I will say we are doing our like monthly longer form like at night episode that is centered around anime. So if anybody has any like suggestions on what they would like to hear, just feel free to drop them in the chat and just kind of tune in next week or the 19th, I think it is. Tune in that night
So
and
next Tuesday. Yep.
yeah, tune in that night, and we'll be there.
So we're gonna do next Tuesday. It's gonna be the 19th. It's gonna be longer, but not as long as our initial anime ranking. So each month we are going to do an anime podcast to stick only to anime, and it's gonna be a panel episode. Me, Joe, Keaton, Joseph. We might have a special guest every once in a while for that, but it will be the 4 of us going through it, talking about whether it be character arcs, story arcs, upcoming animes. It will be anime specific, and this time we haven't really landed on what we want to talk about because it's new, so we're like all throwing out ideas. So if y'all do have any ideas, please share them, let us know. And then if you can make it, I know it's at nighttime, but we'd love to have y'all join in and hang out with us and hear your input.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, everybody. Y'all have happy holidays.
Yep. Take care, y'all.